Hello and welcome to another episode of Motors for the Masses, and today we are continuing with Thelmoco, but it's not the same as the last one. And also today I'm on my own, just me, because it's Sunday and no one else. Well, I didn't want to disturb anyone, to be fair. So I should be presenting on my, well, actually not on my own, no, it's going to be me, and I shall name you Thelma. That works. Thelmoco, Thelma, see what I did there? So anyway, yes, today we have a 125-esque electric scooter. So let's roll the intro and get cracking. Useless. And here it is. Please let me introduce to you the Ultra 4000. The Ultra 4000 is powered by a CATL, C-A-T-L 4000 watt motor, although the new ones will come with a 5000 watt motor. And the battery is a 72 volt 40 amp hour battery, so the bike has a top speed of around 50 miles an hour and a range of 40 to 45 miles. And on this one, the battery is removable, so you can take it indoors and charge if you want to. As you'd expect, everything is pretty much scooter based. So you've got 12-inch wheels front and rear with 120 Yuanxing tyres, disc brakes front and rear as well, of course, and there's nothing when you look at it that makes you think, oh, it's electric, until you see the hub motor here and this little green symbol on the number plate, which means electric. Now let's just take a second to talk about the looks. I do actually really like the way this looks. Now, apart from the fact that it's got that sort of Vespa-esque look to it, it's substantial, and that's what I like about it. Now, a lot of scooters that are electric that have come out have that sort of wimpy look to them. They look like they're sort of slightly more substantial push bikes, whereas this has a full combustion engined scooter look about it, except for the motor, of course. And that is one thing I really like, and I think that's the problem with electric scooters so far. They don't look substantial enough. Now this, as I say, it's got the LED lights front and rear, and I'll show you those again in a second. I like the footboards on these. Nice big chunky footboards. You've got the rear flip out pegs here for a passenger, if your license will allow. The top box and rack doesn't come as standard, but I'll talk more about that at the end of the video, as I will with the colours. For now, let's have a further look at these lights I was talking about and this dash. But before I do, I just stood back and I just want everyone to appreciate this. Bear with me. Look at the way that flows round in a nice curvaceous way all the way through to the back. Now, a lot of scooters you look at have angles and things, and I do love an angle. You know, sharp, stark, oh, look at that kind of look to it. But this is just, it's beauty. It's almost Italian looking. Harking back to the Vespa-esque bit. Now I know I may be going on about this a bit too much, but I just love that smooth, sleek flow from front to back. It's beauty personified in a scooter. Right, yeah, the lights, sorry. So, on the rear, oh, might help if I turned it on. You could say it's an immobiliser switch. There you go, under there. Turn it on, you've got lights. See that? Indicators, you've got those as well. That's handy, isn't it? Again, LED, nice and bright, very easy to see, and brake lights there, of course, as well. Let's have a look around the front. LED. Nice and bright. Oh, look, that's dirty as well. I like that. Very nice and bright. Do we get main beam without turning it on? No, yeah, we do. Look at that, look. Nice. That will light up the road very nicely. So, on the display, well, you've got the battery charge down the bottom here. Park, obviously you have to put it in gear. Gear 2, there are different gears. You've got low and you've got high. So 1 and 2 there. This one's done nearly 2,000 miles already, so it's their test bike. So again, it still seems to be performing quite nicely. Like every other scooter, you've got your obligatory shopping bag hook, you've got your USB in there and a little cubby hole in there, of course, as well. And like the Faster, it's remote control as far as the start-stop is concerned, and the alarm immobiliser. Lovely, lovely. And the Find Me option. Shut up. Now, when you put it in this lineup here, you've got the Royal Alloy GP125 and the new Nico Dino. I think it fits in rather nicely, looking like any other generic scooter. No, not generic. I don't want to use the word generic because it's not. It's got its own individual look, but it fits in nicely in that sort of scooter Vespery type looking bike. You know what I'm trying to say. It's cold. What do you think? You have a word. No, still nothing. The Ultra comes with a 2 amp charger which will charge the battery in 4 to 5 hours. You can, however, get a fast charger for an extra £95 and that will charge it in 3 hours. Now, like I said about the top box and rack are extra for £150, but as you can't really get a helmet under there because of the battery, I would recommend getting that. And as this fits a full face helmet without any worries whatsoever, I would definitely recommend getting the top box and rack. Now, of course, the bike does come with that 2-year warranty, parts warranty, and a 3-year battery warranty. But again, for £300, you can upgrade that to a 5-year parts and labour and battery warranty, powered through AutoGuard, and I would definitely recommend that. So all that remains now is to get it out on the road, and then we'll talk about the price. Colour options are quite plentiful actually. You've got this nice metallic sort of candy-ish red, you've got dark blue, you've got light blue, you've got a silver grey, black and white. So quite a few options to choose from. If the battery needs replacing, it's £750, but again, if you get the 5-year extended warranty for that 300 quid, that's covered as well. And the new version will have a 5 miles an hour reverse switch as well.
Okay, I'm in gear 1 and here we go. Instant pickup to 30 miles an hour. Fantastic. Brakes are sharp actually. If you get it on for the first time, don't slam on the brakes, you only literally got to touch them and they do their job. And up to 30 miles an hour in first gear. So like the Faster, 30 miles an hour will take you in the first gear up to 30. Put it into high, and here we go, creeping up now. Bearing in mind the speed limit here is 40, so up to 40, no dramas whatsoever. I apologise again if there's anything on the screen, but unfortunately it's drizzling again. So yeah, that's really easy. And I'm going to pull away from here up to 40 in second and see how quickly that pulls away. Brakes are very good, very good. Now these are not combined brake system, it's the separate brake system, front and rear, but it works very nicely, in tandem, lovely. Right, get ready to pull away here, in second gear, and see how it responds. Here we go. Oh, it's a bit smoother actually on the initial acceleration. And 40. That's not bad at all. It's very smooth. The mirrors, fantastic view out of the mirrors. I can see about 20% of arm. Actually, no, I can see about 50% of arm. Right, maybe the stalks need to be a tiny bit longer. But other than that, no dramas. When you slightly let go of the throttle, it dives down. More so in first gear than it does in second gear. In second gear is probably the best one to stay in. Nice and smooth, takes the corners well enough. Again, smooth. And up to 40. Right, so again, I'm hoping the rain stays off the camera, but we'll see. Now this is supposed to do 50 miles an hour, so let's see how we get on the dual carriageway. Handling is very smooth. 43. See the battery drop down there a little. 45, 46, 47. Takes the bumps quite nicely. Suspension feels nice and forgiving. 47 miles an hour. It seems to be a steady 47. Now bearing in mind again, I am 15.5 stone, 15 stone, something like that. I was 16 stone, but I've lost weight. So it seems about 45 miles an hour. If someone is sort of 10 stone, then maybe it will project them up to 50. Not for me. We get around the corner, brakes really good, turns into the corners quite nicely, quite confidence inspiring. And here we go. I don't know if I'm with the wind or against the wind or with the weather. Now this is a 60 mile an hour road, so let's see how we can get up to on here. Now I'm using this one-handed here for a second and it still feels quite stable. It's not the best of roads either, so I'm quite happy with that. 47 seems to be my limit. Now when you pin it, it seems that the battery pushes down to 2. And I was producing 77 volts there. 75, 71 volts. And then when you let go of the throttle, it goes back up to full again. We've only done 6 miles on this so far. See how it's pushed down again? 48 downhill. So 47 on a flat, 48 downhill. We're now coming to an uphill, so let's see what it does there. So let's start the uphill. And we're now coming to 40 mile an hour limit. So we've got to slow down anyway. And I'm still pinned. And I'm naturally slowing down, of course, going up the hill to 43. And then I ease off to 40. That's okay, actually. Sit at 40 quite happily. If I'm sitting at 40 at a 40 mile an hour limit, the battery sort of creeps up again. because I'm not giving it some all the time. Now into 30, slow down into 30. Now I can keep it at 30 in 2, but it's not as easy. And if I put it into gear 1, I can almost pin it and it'll sit there at 30. And now it's 20, so I've got to ease off again. Easy in gear 1 to keep at 20 miles an hour, he says. Come on. There we go. What I do find is I spend a lot of time glancing down to see what my speed is. God, doesn't 20 feel slow? But now I've got full battery. Alright, so if I want to get up to 30 again, straight back up to 30. Very easily done. So, handling wise, handles like any other scooter. It's very comfortable. It's not jittery. The only noise I get is the rattle from the top box. That's it, really. So maybe a rubber around the edge of the top box where it joins when you close the lid. Other than that, it feels fine. The back end feels nice and forgiving, as I say, on the suspension. It's not jittery, it's not jolty. It does just ride like any other scooter, except with electric propulsion. Now I'm 5 foot 10 and a half, with a 31.5 inch inside leg, and I'm not on tiptoes, but I'm on the balls of my feet, sitting here at the traffic lights. The edges of the seat are pushing into my inner thighs, if you can see down there. Angle you down a bit, you see. So I'm on the balls of my feet here. Other than that, it's easy. It's not heavy. It's exactly the same sort of weight as a I would say a 50cc scooter. Not quite as heavy as a 125. Hello. Oh, that's annoying. Well, okay, so if you sit there for longer than a minute, it goes automatically back into park mode. Now when you're at four-way traffic lights, just be mindful of that, because when you want to pull away, it won't. I mean, it's easy, don't get me wrong, you just hold the brake and dab the accelerator type ignition button there. Accelerator, you know what I mean. So it's very easy to get back into mode, and then you're off straight away. There's no are you ready, let's get ready to go, and go. It just goes. So there's no worries there. As I say, I'm pinning it now, and in gear 1 it sits at sort of 29-30 miles an hour, so in and around town you just keep it in gear 1 and away you go. Indicators are very easy to use. Horn is a horn. Hello, yeah, sorry. Lights I'm sure you can see very well with. Just going to have a camera wiping moment. And we're back. You've got hazard flashes as well, but hopefully you don't need those. Oh, this is a 40 mile an hour road. So let's put it into high. And up we go. Up the hill. Easily to 40. Very, very, very usable scooter, this. Very usable. I mean, so far, I know I've done only... Oh, mind the oil patch. Oh, dear. Oil patch. Stay away from that. You see, that was following me. Go away. Oil patch. Let's go this way. Dear, oh dear, someone's got a major oil leak there, or a petrol leak, one of the two. All the way down the middle of that road. That's the only thing with bikes. Got to be mindful of all that. Still there, look. Someone's got a really bad oil or petrol leak. Right, let's see which way they went, shall we? And try to stay away from it. Oh, I think they went this way, the way I want to go. Yeah, they did. Now you do get a reserve. When you've got 3 bars left, it drops down to sort of 20 miles an hour as a get you home mode for a few miles. So again, like all electrics, you have to plan your journey. Brakes are really sharp. You only have to dab them and it pulls you up. Now again, bearing in mind, I have now done what have I done? Just coming up to 10 miles. And I've still got full battery. So in and around town, I would say you would easily get full 45-mile range, possibly even a bit more if you're conservative about the way you ride. On a longer journey, as I say, it will do 47 miles an hour with my 15.5 stone chunk on it. Now, even when I pin it at 30 in first or second gear, actually, it still doesn't do it. It's only when I get up to the 45 miles an hour time or period or speed, can't even speak today, it brings the bars down, but then when you let off, it brings the bars back up again. It's very user friendly. Well, I could ride around here all day saying the same stuff, but I'm not going to. Basically, it rides really well, it pulls really well, the battery seems to last really well, it looks, I want to say really well to go with the flow, but really good. The brakes are fantastic, the handling is fantastic. I've got nothing negative to say about this at all. And when you hear the price, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. This, to me, seems a fantastic alternative to a combustion engine scooter if you're that way inclined as far as the environment's concerned. Let's be honest, we all need to be now, he says, having 12 motorbikes that are really powerful and a stonking 7.2 litre V8. But I have got rid of my 3.2 diesel truck for a only 2 litre diesel Eco Blue van, so I'm heading in the right direction. As I say, in and around town, in 2, it can be a little bit whoop, surging as far as the accelerator is concerned, so I'm just going to put it in 1, keep it pinned. I mean, it still gets up to speed really quickly, but it doesn't really go beyond 30, so gear 1 is perfect, and it elongates your battery time. Right then, on that note, it is back to the shop to finish off. I'm enjoying myself. How weird is that I'm on a scooter and I'm enjoying myself. Now, I just want to say, out of this and the Faster, this one is equally as usable, a bit more practical than the Faster, and certainly cheaper. I quite like this. I don't know what's happening to me. If I'm to go electric, I can't do a scooter, it goes against me and everything I stand for. But it works. It makes sense. I need tea, clearly.
Now, I mentioned that there's going to be a different motor. The new versions will come with a 5,000 watt motor, so that 50 miles an hour might increase slightly. So again, 50 mile an hour is quite average for a lot of air-cooled 125 scooters these days, but to get 55, perhaps 60 might be a little bit better. But again, we are early days in the electric scooter market. And when you hear the price, I don't think you'll be disappointed with it. Range, I would like a little bit more range. 40 to 45 miles, riding conservatively, is not brilliant. I would expect perhaps 50 miles. But again, we're just amongst every other scooter that is exactly the same. So I don't think that's that bad. Now, bearing in mind, a lot of the electric scooters that are coming out are 50cc based, so they only do 28 miles an hour, and they only have a range of 40 to 45 miles. At 50 miles an hour, for the same kind of range, I think it's actually pretty good. Price-wise, you're looking at £3,450 on the road with that warranty. The 5,000 watt motor version will be £200 to £300 more. So watch out for that price. It's still under £4,000 for a 125 based scooter. And if you go in and around town or to and from work that's maybe 15 miles away, I can't see it being any issues whatsoever. It seems perfect for you. Looks wise, feel wise, ride wise, just rides like any other scooter. But I think it looks nicer. I just like that line. Nice. Now, as you know, I'm not a scooter person, but I would consider something like this, especially in to and round town, or maybe the faster. I don't know. My options are open. There is going to be something electric in my life at some point. Now, as you know, I was looking at electric cars. That didn't happen because I went for the van instead. So an electric bike is on the cards. It's bound to happen. I'm not going away from combustion engines. I love my 12 combustion engine motorbikes, all of them, from the 125 all the way up to the 1200. Love them. But electric is going to happen. Get on that train. And that is all I have to say on the matter. Now, please don't forget, by now Christmas would have been over, even though I'm wearing my Doctor Who Christmas jumper in preparation for the New Year's Day Doctor Who. Are you a nerd? Do you like Doctor Who? Write to me at ilikedoctorwho.nerd.com/England. motorsforthemasses. Sorry. So yeah, Happy New Year! Merry Christmas of past, and we'll see you in the new year. 2022. What is to come? Hopefully, COVID would have gone. Hopefully, Brexit will be sorted. And hopefully we'll have a lot more bikes and a lot more cars for you, so please stay tuned for that. So Happy New Year. Thank you very much for all your support, all your watching, and everything else you've done over the past year. And we'll see you very soon. So until next time, please ride and drive carefully, but have fun. Bye-bye.